Like, we love the nitty gritty of like what makes people drive, but we also like just the random information. So
Let's
we
go.
know that you're a badass snowboarder. You're also a yoga instructor. You're super passionate about the planet. And I recently discovered a tattoo artist, which is super cool. But what's like a hobby or a pastime that not many people know about you?
I play the banjo.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It.
Get around the campfire, dude.
I love playing the banjo. Like lately, I'm just playing a lot.
All right. Next one. All right. If you were going to go to jail, what would the crime be?
Probably trying to stop a pipeline, like being an activist or doing stuff like that.
Go to jail with you for that one.
Let's go.
We
Worth it.
question last week. Nikki, we decided that Nikki would probably go to jail for letting dolphins out of aquariums. Should be like,
yeah. Oh my God.
Let's
Yes.
go.
Yeah. Let's like, SeaWorld and all those things. Yes. That resonates so much better with me. So I will go with that one too. Yeah. Releasing all the animals from zoos and aquariums.
Yeah, it stemmed from like everyone discovering that like my grade 3 self wanted to be a dolphin trainer, and then it stemmed to like if I were to do a crime, it was to train dolphins to escape aquariums. So that's like the big plan. Once again, this is not going on the internet because they will find us.
what did you want to be when you grew up, when you were in grade 3?
Okay, so I'm almost there. I wanted to be like a hippie in a farm.
It's super achievable.
I'm almost there. Like, I just wanted to be like a barefoot hippie in a farm full of animals and growing, like my own vegetables and living on the creek kind of thing. And I'm getting there. Like, we're looking for a place to get like a property and build our own off the creek cabin. I mean, now we did the bus. It gave us like a good experience, and we want to keep building more and more. We definitely want to get
and if this COVID stuff lifts, I usually work at a veggie farm for the summer. So like, come park up. We'll like do our dolphin escape plan at the farm.
Yeah.
We'll get some veggies, get some
Let's
broth.
work on it. Yeah.
About farms, if you could be any animal, what would you be?
Oh. Tricky. I don't know, all of them. Every single creature is so special. Like, I will go with the most underrated because the deers are so beautiful. Wolves, eagles, everyone is just so beautiful. They have it easy. I want to go with the I don't know, a cockroach or a mouse or a rat. They are beautiful creatures. I mean, I love rats. I love mice. They're just so tiny. I love them. I used to have so many when I was a kid. But then
Annie's reaction is like, no. I think
then I would
free
them. I was buying birds and mice just to free them. My mom was like, what is wrong with you? Stop wasting my money.
Mice are the one thing for me where I can't do mice. I grew up in like North Queensland in Australia where every animal out there is going to get you. I just saw this video the other day and there was a shark on the beach. They got beach and this lady was trying to save the shark and put it back in the water. And then a 6-meter crocodile came to shore and ate the crocodile. Crocodile ate the shark and then left.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so that's where I grew up. Like that's kind
Therefore, I hate
right.
That's right. Yeah.
Nice. No,
I think that Australia is the gnarliest place on earth to live. Like, there's so many dangerous animals. Like,
we have cane toads, so like kind of like just big, juicy, disgusting looking toads that love living inside your boots.
Oh my God.
I remember one time we were like wakeboarding, and we went out for lunch, and we came back out, and I was putting my boots back on, and I just squished this toad fully, and it just, guts everywhere inside my boots.
Oh no. I was actually just looking at a stupid video, a silly video, a couple of hours ago of like this Canadian page, like what people think that Canadians are afraid of: bears, like wildcats, or no, how do you call them? The mountain lions, or wolves. But what a Canadian is really afraid of: the geese.
So true.
Canadians are scared of geese. Is there anything that you're scared of?
So I used to be scared of the dark, but I worked on it. I am definitely afraid of heights. I would never jump from a plane. I can jump off cliffs or whatever, but no real big jumps, and I definitely not jumping from a plane.
I'm scared of snakes. I'm terrified, but I think that's because I lived in Australia and they actually do want to kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, fair. I get it. Yeah, I'm also very afraid of not growing, like of just staying, not moving, like being flat, being still, being always the same thing all over and over again.
Yeah, that's what I think the biggest insult when you have someone for like 4 years and they're like, you haven't changed. I'm like, oh.
Not really. Thank you.
That was like the rudest thing you could have said to me.
That's true. Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of a podcast, just kind of getting to chat with you over this hour. I think you'd quite like. It's called the Matt McDuff Show. He's a mountain biker. He's been recently, this last year, creating a podcast. And he just did this last interview where he interviewed with this one guy who discussed, like, he's 40 now and he's like hasn't grown up, and he calls it the Peter Pan syndrome.
Right.
Constantly staying in that childhood state and like being true to your inner child, and sounds like that's kind of something that you're doing, and I think you're going to continue to do. I think you got that syndrome, the Peter Pan syndrome going on.
Well, it's a big thing in Europe. I don't know if it's a big thing here, but we say that every snowboarder has the Peter Pan syndrome. Never grow up. But I actually love to grow up. Like I cannot bear to not growing, because as I was saying before, I would just stay still and I would get like so unmotivated to do nothing. Like not growing is the death of a person. Like I definitely want to grow. Keep growing as much as I can, physically, mentally, spiritually, anything, emotionally. But the child that I respect so much, that is inside me, is and my reminder to be authentic and truthful to that, to the real soul that came into this body. I truly believe that I started to do snowboarding, and to be able to support other people and feeling that they're loved, as well, as much as I wanted to hear it myself.
I have one more question. It's a guest question. This is a question from Beth, and she asked, how much do you think switching to a plant-based diet has helped your life both physically and mentally in your snowboarding journey?
110%. When I was eating meat, when I was feeling like low energies and always like headaches, everyday headaches. When I switched to a plant-based diet, to me what's important is to always choose fresh produce, because if something is fresh, it makes you feel the same way. If something that has a lot of water, you will be hydrated. And for sure, plant-based diet gives you the right amount of carbs, protein, and fats, and the healthy fats. So that, because when you snowboard, if you don't bring enough fats into your diet, you're gonna start digesting your proteins, which is your muscles. In the States and Canada, I think it's really, really, there's a lot of alternatives if you don't really care about your, like, if you're doing it for the animals, then there's a lot of alternatives. But if you're doing it for the health, then good vegetables are everywhere.
That's, summarized everything up. That's been good and thorough.
I think you have a beautiful brain going on there, and a lot of great thoughts. So
I'm stoked that everything was said kind of properly.
I think sometimes even translations are put more beautifully, because I don't know, the language, how some people speak it, our perspective that if English was your first language, maybe it wouldn't translate the same and the perspective wouldn't come off the same, but that was definitely translated beautifully.
Awesome. Yeah, that's very true. Like every word, misinterpretation and misinterpretation. So, you know, a good conversation never happens with only one person. It's always the group that brings the right energies to create a good frequency of a conversation. So thank you, girls, for creating this. Yeah, let's do it. Let's keep the channel open for sure.